that is missing on this week's Insight is a fireplace and a bottle of red wine, because we're in Franschhoek for the launch of Audi's all-new Q5, and joining us in the comfortable seat is Trevor Hill from Audi. How are you doing?
Great, yeah, it's really nice to be here. Nice to have you guys around to be able to show this fantastic new product to you in this great setting here in Franschhoek and on our way off to Grootbos.
It's like ultimate deja vu for me, because when the first generation Q5 came out, we actually filmed it right here along these very same roads. So it's nice to be back. Some significant changes to Q5. Biggest bit that you like? What is the most impressive change? What is your favorite part of the car?
I mean, for me, it's really the design that our designers have put into this car. If you see, the car is much more refined, it's much more sharper, and a lot more sporty. So I think that's really what the designers try to achieve with this new Q5, and I think they've been really successful in. If you put the two cars together, the old one and the new one, you see a distinct difference. It's sharper, it's more refined, and also the interior fittings here and finishings. Every one of the journalists we've had so far have commented on the quality of the internal finishings and how nice they look and feel. So I think those are the things that I'm really excited about.
Well, I mean, listen, we know in terms of interiors, leading the way the last couple of years have been Audi. I mean, just the quality, the feel, how well things work. So this for me is just a progression, which is always exciting. But is it easy in this country to sell Audi? When you look at like SUVs, South Africans love it. The cars look good. There's certain upmarket heritage and ownership appeal to having the rings.
Yeah.
Is it easy to sell these cars?
I mean, at the moment we're in a difficult situation in the premium segment in South Africa. The segment's down 18%. It's really tough to sell premium cars at the moment. The consumer confidence is down. It's not in a good space, the premium segment, but there are a lot of discerning customers who still would like to take a premium car, and those are the customers we're focusing on right now and making sure that we're still bringing in the best products into the country. So it's not that we're holding back on any products here. We're going to bring everything into the country that we can to make sure that we catch these premium customers that are still in the market.
But also for me, you've, like especially with Q5, you've streamlined what you do bring in. I mean, I think simplifying in terms of engine lineup, 2-litre petrol, 2-litre TDI, and then obviously SQ5 is a big boy. Simplifies that, but guys can then still specify and upgrade their interior. So that helps make it a more appealing price point from an entry perspective, I suppose.
Correct, and also from a complexity point of view, it makes us much easier for us to carry spare parts. We don't have to carry as many if you keep the engine range down. You keep the models pretty basic and simple. Then you cut out a lot of complexity, which adds cost.
Yeah.
So you can then try to keep the costing under control, because this is an important buying criteria for customers in this segment.
One thing you don't find anymore, I suppose, is this brand loyalty. I mean, people are moving around in positions, they're not sticking with one company, but that's not the case with you. I mean, you've been a part of the group for many years and worked in very many different markets. Was motoring and cars always something you wanted to get into?
Yeah, it's for me it's been a great journey actually. Originally I studied as a school teacher, and then got into actual corporate training with Volkswagen in the old days.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually got into doing corporate training for Audi. Okay. And in those days, early in the 1990s, the Germans came across here and took a look at our training and were blown away with the quality of training that we were doing in South Africa.
Who were you training?
Audi.
Internal staff or sales?
Sales staff. Okay. Sales and management staff. So they were blown away, and they said, well, we don't have anything in Germany like this. Can't you come and help us set up an international training division? And that's when I took the opportunity to go to Germany and help them set up their international training division. So it was really a great opportunity for me. And since then, I've moved into general management. I've been in Japan, China, South Korea, Middle East, and now I'm in South Africa.
It's very interesting for me, though, because having done this Insight for a while now, and you're chatting to the guys in charge of big industry, it's just interesting that they've all had very diverse backgrounds. It hasn't just been this engineer or this design guy or this bean counter. It almost seems like having that holistic understanding of what works and understanding how the business needs to operate really helps you in your leadership role.
Yeah, I think the key for me is I did an MBA, and I think an MBA is an important on-top qualification in terms of looking at a business in its entirety and looking and seeing how the different departments and work together and how finance affects, the decisions you make in finance affect everything you're doing in marketing and sales. So I think that was key for me in terms of understanding how a business runs and then being able to transfer that into my running of a car brand, which I've done, and building up these companies all over the world, which I've done in probably 3 or 4 different countries now for Audi. And yeah, it's exciting to be at the start of a brand. Here in South Africa it's a little bit different because the brand is quite established here, and now it's going through a tough time, so I need to use different skills to get this brand back on track and more competitive in the market.
Talk to me about that then, because our market is pretty unique. We're not like you're talking, you've been in the Middle East, you've been in Japan, you've been everywhere else. What do you see as the biggest challenge to selling a car like Audi here in South Africa?
Yeah, I think we have a good heritage here. We have a good dealer network. It's really solid. But what is happening in South Africa at the moment is this decline in the premium segment. So there's a lot of customers that are taking a look at the market and saying, wow, can I really afford, or do I really want to spend this much money on a car right now, or do I want to hold on to my car, or do I want to take? So for us it's important to show the customers value for money, to bring a good product to the market, and then to take away this reluctance to purchase and reluctance to change a car in terms of putting good finance offers on the table and saying, guys, it's time for you to change your car and to put a good maintenance program in place. So cost-free motoring. We have a 5-year maintenance plan on every single car we sell. So actually the customers pay nothing for the running of their cars for 5 years. So those kind of things are important in the market, I think.
I suppose this is also where your training background comes into it, because at the end of the day, most people, once they're committed to a brand, are not really going to leave. If you keep bringing fresh product and you service them and you look after them well, why would they leave? So I imagine that's an important message right to the guy that sells the car right throughout the entire operation, in terms of how you treat and look after your clients.
Yeah. So of course that is a given in the premium segment. You have to make sure that you're delivering a good quality product and that you're delivering it in a good quality way, because our customers, they are flying first or business class with the airlines. They're being treated like kings when they go to restaurants. They go to shop at the best shops. They get treated well, and the car experience should be the same, and that's what we have to do.
Where we are now in Franschhoek, I mean, would this classify as your perfect weekend away? Are you on a guy hops on a mountain bike? Do you go running? What's your de-stress?
Yeah. So my wife and I, she was a national sportsman when she was here. She was a swimmer.
Oh, really?
I was a national sportsman as well in field hockey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the two of us are really sporty and extremely competitive, which is not always the best for a marriage. But we take part in triathlons, and because she's a good swimmer, I'm always playing catch up. So I'm always trying to catch her on the triathlons, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the way we de-stress. We're very sporty, very outdoors. We've got 2 boys that are very sporty as well, so they unfortunately are older, so they won't come to South Africa, but they'll come here in the holidays and still enjoy their time here.
But that's what's amazing. I mean, this country does offer so much opportunity in terms of doing that, but I love that competitive nature. I think is great, because you're competing to ensure the marriage is a success.
Yeah, I think that, that's as long as it's not destructive, then I think it's perfect. But we really have a good time, and you get to go on a run or to go on a mountain bike or a racing bike. You go and see the countryside. You go to new venues, and you're doing a little bit of competition. I mean, we do it in fair weather, and we do short triathlons. So we're not Ironman or anything like that, but we just have fun. We just enjoy the venues. We enjoy going to different places. We've both signed up for the Soweto Marathon.
Oh wow!
So first time we'll probably be going into Soweto and doing a run in Soweto. So there's a lot of things like that where we have a lot of fun together.
I think you're just summing it up. I mean, that's that quality of life and that balance. You're sitting in a really stressful position, but still able to find that balance that keeps life good for yourself as well. And I suppose that literally is what you're selling here too, is especially in a premium SUV, is that quality of life. You can do a bit of everything in the Q5.
Absolutely, and you'll see through the course of your drive with this vehicle, the car is extremely good. It handles extremely well on the road, and we'll take you a little bit off-road, and you see that this car, which is basically a city SUV, can do anything off-road as well that any of the real big SUVs can do. So this car is really versatile, and what we've got a lot of feedback on is the direct feed you get from the steering wheel, in terms of we have a very sophisticated front suspension which gives you this perfect feel to it. It gives you a road car feel in an SUV, which you don't get in all SUVs. So I think this is part of the design of the car.
Yeah, I love the fact as well that you've gone with your Quattro Ultra, because at the end of the day, like you said, this is a city SUV.
Yeah.
So in terms of, you don't need all of that all-wheel drive ability unless for safety reasons. So
Correct.
I think that
Correct.
is really key.
This Quattro Ultra makes decisions in half a second, makes 100 decisions in half a second.
It's mad.
And it can decide exactly when you need Quattro, when you don't, and that way it's much more efficient, of course, and it adds a lot to the safety, your safety of your driving. So perfect, redevelopment of our now legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system.
We're out of time, Trevor. I'm hoping. I started this whole interview with all we're missing is a fireplace and some wine. I'm hoping we're going to have a bit of time for that.
Absolutely. This evening we're taking you to a venue that is such a special part of South Africa. It's incredible. I was blown away with even looking through the binoculars out at some whales frolicking in the bay. Oh man, there's some really good parts of this country.
Well, looking forward to saying cheers and having a good evening.
Thanks.